The Weekly Blend, live every week. Fragrance, culture, conversation.
All right, what's good, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Listen, appreciate you all coming through. This is Tuesday night. This is the Weekly Blend. Listen, let everyone know that we are here. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Give me a 2 if you can see me and hear me, because I'm trying a little different setup, just kind of doing some different things. But let me know, make sure I can be heard and can be seen and not just on my own screen. Definitely appreciate y'all stopping through this evening. I see some 2s. Excellent. Thank you, Simone. Thank you, Rob. Excellent. Listen, scent of the day. Let's just kind of jump into it. My scent of the day. Where did it go? I don't know where it went. I got so much on my desk right now. I don't know where it went, but my scent of the day is from the House of Savoir Faire, definitely in honor of Black Owned Fragrance Week, which we'll talk about. My scent of the day is Hella Flora by Savoir Faire. Definitely a nice floral fragrance, not too feminine, but nice and floral. Definitely enjoy that one. So that was my scent of the day today. Let's kind of jump into the chat, see what you all got going on. I know folks have been in here for a while. Hey, Joel got beat out again. Listen, this is, I think, 2 weeks in a row. Joel got beat out for first comment. So what's going on? My guy Twizzy, what's up? What's good to see you? Scent of the day is 9 p.m. Elixir. Definitely a nice one. Definitely a great one for this time of year. I want to check out that 9 p.m. night out, but I'm not sure I want to jump into it just yet. But 9 p.m. Elixir, definitely a nice one. Simone, I see you there. Good to see you. There's Joel. Joel is wearing Chanel Le Lion. Excellent. Nice. Simone, scent of the day is Forbidden Fruit. Very nice. All right, Simone looks like she went away. Rob Knox, what's going on? Hey, good to see you, my guy. Hey, Kevin, hello, everyone. Scent of the day, Club Nui, Intense Man. Very nice. Excellent. See, there's a bunch of other folks greeting each other. That's what I like to see. Ricky, what's going on, Pastor K? Scent of the day, Swiss Arabian Incense 01. Very nice. Definitely put nose on that. Definitely one. I don't know if I'm going to pick that up, but definitely a nice one. Definitely a good one. Yes, sir. Yes, please. Thank you, Joel. Again, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you do that and give us those likes. Where are we at? Got a bunch of likes in there. Appreciate that. Scent Boss says, in recognition of Black Owned Fragrance Week, scent of the day is African Rubios by Chris Collins. Nice and solid. I'm debating on that one, but I think I'm just going to go with the African Rubios Intense. Is probably the next one I get from that house. Although I really need to tap in. There's some other things that I've been seeing that I'm like, I might want to check in. Like Kingmaker, I think, is one that I want to check out and kind of see what's going on with that. But yeah, Chris Collins, solid. I've got 3 from the house of Chris Collins. My absolute favorite, of course, is this guy right here. This one is Danse Sauvage. This is the one that for me just got me started with the house of Chris Collins. I've also got, what is this, A Long Kiss Goodnight, and then I recently picked up Forbidden Fruit or Forbidden Apple. Yeah, definitely solid. If you have not checked out Chris Collins, get the Discovery set. Make sure you check it out. There's a lot of good things in there, and then of course you can go and purchase what you want to get. In fact, I think the code, maybe they've changed it, but I know the code I think was like welcome, that you would get when you purchase the Discovery set, and then you get basically the cost of the Discovery set off of the full price or full bottle. So definitely something to check out, something to be on the lookout for. My 1 and 2s, I see that, are excellent. Percy, what's good, everyone? Get Right Fragrance, Purple Label. Again, another Black-owned fragrance. I like that. I like that the community is supportive of Black-owned Fragrance Week. Not saying you have to, but yeah, definitely nice to see that. Get Right. I don't know if I've put nose on Purple Label, but I did put nose on a couple of their fragrances when I was in Atlanta over at the, the Black Nose Lab. They got some good stuff there. Good stuff there as well, too. Let's see what else we got. Damani's jumping in. Hey, everyone, good to see you. Sin of the day is mind games. Check, please. I don't know if that, are you saying, I don't know what that check, please is. Maybe I missed that one. I don't know. All right, let's see what else we got. What's up, everyone? My sin of the day, love again from Beyond Malale, inspired by LV Lovers. That's a solid one. That definitely is a solid one. Be on the lookout. I've got some, Beyond Malale sent over some other stuff. I've got some other things that I'll be doing reviews of. One, I'm taking my time with it just because I'm taking my time with it. And then I got some stuff in the discovery set. So be on the lookout. I know in here I've got like their take on Blue de Chanel exclusive. I've got the take on that. I want to say Smoking Hot. I've got that in here. Their take on it. I've got a take on Oud Zarian in here. I've got a take on I forget which one it is, but there's a what is it? Let's just take a look at it. There's a, what is it? A homage that we've got a take of here. Let's see. Just pull up and we'll go through and tell you what I've got. Just so you know, to be on the lookout for as far as reviews. Yeah, I've got it. Okay, Interlude 53 Man from Homage. I've got their take on that. And then I have their take on I forgot what it's called. I've got one. Their Oud Mustang, which is their take on, where is that? On Oud Stallion by Mason Crivelli. So some challenging ones, I think, just because I'll be honest, that one that is from Homage is a little challenging, very much oregano. Yeah. So I'm gonna spend a little time with it, give you all some feedback, give you some updates, and then that Oud Stallion also is a little challenging as well. But definitely we'll tap in with those. Let's see what else we got going on. What else? Where are we at? Ronnie Air, first time in live. Sin of the day is Mashrabia. Very nice one, and welcome, my guy. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. Every Tuesday night we're here. We are doing this fragrance culture community. We're doing this as far as having conversations. Before I forget, and I'm gonna announce it a few times as we go through, but I need everyone to make sure you're in the place next week. Next week is going to be, it's going to be a game changer. Next week is going to be, it's going to be interesting. You probably have heard me saying some things over the course of the last couple of weeks. I gave a parable a couple of weeks ago. Last week, I talked about some things as far as just integrity, things of that nature. All of that is going to come to a, not a conclusion, but it's going to come to a moment where we're going to have an open and honest conversation. We're going to talk about some things that are very factual, let's put it like this, and I will bring receipts. So next week, let me get my thing up here. Next week, I'm telling you right now, make sure you are in the building. Let me remove this comment so you can get the full effect. Next week, Doomsday is coming. Next week, make sure, set an appointment. In fact, once I finish this, I will probably go ahead and just schedule it out there and put it out there. But next week, you need to make sure that you are in the place. There's some things that I want to cover, some things I want to talk about that I think are very important to the community. We've built not just this area of the community as far as my channel, but there are some things that I think we need to talk about and discuss that are very important to the community as a whole. So I'm asking you, I'm giving you the heads up. Please make sure you are in the building next week. Some of y'all I'm preaching to the choir, but in fact, I'm going to ask you and take it a step further. I'm going to ask you, and I want to use my face. I want y'all to look. I'm asking you, if you know people that are in the fragrance community, if they are other creators, if they are perfumers, if they are brands, I'm going to ask you to invite them to this live. Y'all know I don't do a lot of hype. I don't do a lot of things that are, designed to just build my channel, what have you. I want you to know that what I have to say, I believe, is very important. It is in some respects, could be a pivotal moment for the community. I want to make sure that you all are aware of what's happened and what could be happening, right? So again, please, next week, and I'll remind you all again as we move forward, but definitely make sure that you are here next week. All right, let's jump back in. Let's see what else we got going on. Everybody saying what's up, good. SVT Haynes says, peace everybody, spend of the day, Allure Ohm Sport, Extreme. Very nice, very nice. Frankie is in the building. Yeoman Lel, Breaking Bad. Listen, not a bad one at all. Not a bad one at all. Game changer. All right, yes. This is, I don't do a lot of hype. This is something that I think that needs to be said, it needs to be covered, it needs to be discussed. We're going to talk about it next week. All right. Appreciate that, Simone. Thank you. What else we got going on? Keep my eyes, maybe a soon by Karan U Excelsa. Okay. Again, if it's on your radar, Joel, it should be on my radar too. Really, just put it like that. Rev Kev, let them know. It's another day, 9 p.m. night out. Loving it for the third straight day in the code. Okay. So Peter Procure definitely is a fan of it. That sounds like a good thing there. All right. Good to see everybody in the building. Let's kind of jump in. So again, this week is Black Owned Fragrance Week. We know in America, this is Black History Month that is celebrating African American history, culture, all that fun stuff during the month of February. And as such, it has been designated, I don't know who started it, but it has been designated that basically the first week of February is Black Owned Fragrance Week. In all honesty, I'll probably be doing things throughout the month as far as seeing if I can get some other brands, some other folks to come in and have conversations, simply because I think that it's growing to a space where celebrating one for a full week is awesome. That's amazing. And I definitely appreciate all the brands that are doing different things. There are some brands that are doing specials. I know Zarnell Gilly and his brand are doing a special for Black Owned Fragrance Week. I think theirs is like 20% off, 50% off, something of that nature. And then I think Reserve 85 is doing a special as well. So there are a couple of different fragrance brands that are doing specials. Don't think that I've seen anything from Nizar other than what he's got going on currently, which is his gratitude. I think that's still up on his website. And then Savoir Faire, I know they just recently did something not too long ago, so I don't know if they're going to do something else for Black Owned Fragrance Week or if they have anything on their site. In fact, let's just take a look and see. I don't see anything on their site that comes up immediately. So, but definitely, if you have not checked out, we're going to talk a little bit about some Black-owned brands. And again, hear me. I don't buy the Black-owned brands just because they're Black-owned. I'll tell you, I've purchased, and I'm honest about them just like I'm honest about other fragrances. For example, Savoir Faire has some great stuff out there. Soul Cafe, their masterpiece. I enjoy Soul Cafe. Soul Cafe is the number one for me from the house. Do I have it? Yeah, Soul Cafe is the number one from the house for me. This is the one that I absolutely love. I absolutely enjoy. This is my banger right here, right? But there is this one, Indicativa. Let it focus. There we go. Indicativa, not my favorite. I'm not a fan. It's got a strong cannabis, strong weed note that I'm not really a fan of. I've let it sit. I've said, let's see if my nose changes or shifts. I'm not a fan of it. So again, I support Black-owned fragrance brands just like I support other brands, just because if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Nizar has some great stuff. Not everything is 100% from Nizar. Nothing is 100% from any brand. And then Chris Collins. I've had some success with Chris Collins. There's some stuff that I got off the Discovery set that I wasn't necessarily a fan of. But this is kind of your invitation to maybe check out some of these Black-owned fragrance brands, right? It raises awareness. It opens the door that things that you may not have heard about, may not have put nose on, and things of that nature, you might be able to get the opportunity to. Also, I mentioned this guy, Zarnell Gilly. This. So for me, jazz and R&B are the ones. They are the masterpieces out of that lineup. Not everything is great for me or my scent profile, but they've got some hitters, right? So don't let great fragrances slip past you. This is a nice time and opportunity to, especially you search on Instagram, do the BOFW hashtag. You can come across a lot of content that's going to help you to discover some other brands, some other fragrances that you might not have put nose on, right? And some unique stuff. Like I point to this all the time. This guy right here from Nizar, that mango tobacco. When I first got this out the mailbox, I went to the mailbox because I had received a few of them. I couldn't wait. I was like, let me try this. Let me see what the hype is about. Let me see what the buzz is about. I sprayed this. I was like, oh, okay, he's coming like this. Yeah, mango tobacco is a hitter. Royal Paradise is a hitter. So that's Black Owned Fragrance Week. Make sure you are making yourself available. If there's things that you are wanting to put nose on and stuff, this might be a good time to pick it up or to try sample, just because I know they're running some specials this week. All right, let's jump back to the chat. Let's see if we got anything else. JJ Bishop says Soul Cafe is top of my list for next buy. Currently it's out of stock. And that's probably because he did do a recent special, and that may explain why he's not doing anything for Black Owned Fragrance Week, because he did a special maybe 2 weeks ago that was buy two get a third one free. So yeah, myself and a few other people, we took advantage of that, and so that's probably the reason why that's sold out right now. But when Soul Cafe gets back in, yeah, I've not heard anyone say that they didn't care for it. It's one of those, to me, that just it goes across the spectrum. I think it's their masterpiece. I think that Chris Classic over Savoir Faire, I think he did a phenomenal job with that one. He's got some others that are kind of under the radar. Love Suite is kind of a hidden gem for me. Oratory is nice. Chemistry is nice. The Whiskey Rose is pretty good too. And Hella Flora is nice. So he's got some nice ones there. All right, Tip Boss. I was hoping Q would embrace Black Owned Fragrance Week with a discount so I can pull the trigger on Providence, but so far nothing. They offered a discount in 2025, so I'll remain hopeful. Q, I guess it's QA. I got no chance to put nose on them for the first time at Scent Explorer. He's got some good stuff. The price is up there though. His price is up there. Let me just give you some examples. He does candles as well too. Nice packaging, everything. But his prices, yeah, $350 for a 50 ml. Yeah, he's got some things that are $225, what have you. So not bad on some things. But yeah, that pricing. And it was in the midst of me putting those on a lot of things, so I couldn't tell you what was really good, what was really not good, or what have you. So I might have to get the Discovery set. That's a brand that I'm probably going to tap into this year as well, as far as just kind of getting the Discovery set, seeing what they got going on. And then, like you said, boss, seeing what I might go ahead and actually put into the collection. So, but yeah, another Black Owned fragrance brand to definitely check out. Rolf is in the building. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. We're going to have Rolf on. I'm working on the date, but we're going to have Rolf on a little later this month, probably, to discuss some Xerjoff, of course, and we may get a chance to sample something new that's coming from Xerjoff. We'll see. All right, but we'll check about that, and we'll see. SB, is that house info on your page? And never mind, I'll use my tablet. Yeah, it's just QHUE lifestyle.com. In fact, let's drop that in there real quick. I'll drop a link in here real quick so you can take a look at that, because we like sharing information. And by the way, we're going to share information next week. All right. Let's see. Twizzy says, Nizar gets better when it sits. I love oud cake. Pine cognac. I got pine cognac here too. Yes, sir. Pine cognac is nice as well. This just reminds me of that Thanksgiving to Christmas time with family, right? You all over at your cousin's house, hanging out, right? Turkey, all the desserts. Big Mama. Yeah, it's that type of a fragrance. Pine Cognac is definitely a nice one. Definitely a nice one. Absolutely. Still with Savior as searching for my favorite. I'm starting to love Fig. Oh, still with Savoir, searching my favorite, but I'm starting to love Figasm and Hella Flora. Hella Flora is between the two that you just mentioned. Hella Flora is probably my better of the two. I definitely like Hella Flora. Figasm, I'm iffy on Figasm. Right? It's not bad. It's just, is it my scent profile? I'm gonna say it's not fully my scent profile, but I can appreciate it. Right? Unlike, as I mentioned, what is that? Indicativa. That's definitely not my scent profile. All right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. So, other thing to talk about really quick is we got the Super Bowl coming up. Who cares? And I don't mean that like who cares, but who are you rocking with when we're talking the Super Bowl? I know for me and my family, me and my wife, well, now it's just me and my wife. I think my son may come over. We figure out the snacks, we watch the game. But this year, I don't have a dog in the fight. This year, I don't really have anyone that I'm just like rooting for. This year is kind of like, I don't care who wins, right? But let me know, is there any team that which team are you going for? And also, what's on the menu? Let's talk about that. What's on the menu for your Super Bowl, right? I'm probably gonna do some wings, put some wings on the smoker, probably do a sauce or something with it, and then probably do some rotel and some chips for it. But that's it. David's doing better. Good. Excellent, David. Glad you're doing better. Simone's also doing well. Ricky, yeah, neither. I don't have it was kind of like, I definitely don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just kind of like, whoever wins, I don't even know if I'm there really for the commercials. I don't know if there's anything this year that is going to be like there, right? So we'll see. I mean, who cares? Yeah, I get you, Simone. SVT is going for the Seahawks. Okay. My son's a Seahawks fan. I don't know how that happened. I don't know why that happened. I'm from Chicago. My son was born in Oklahoma and then raised out here in Arizona from about the age of 9. But for some reason, he loves the Seahawks. That's his team. So no power to him. But I know he's going for the Seahawks. For me, I could care less either way. Joel says, I'm Canadian. I'm a hockey fan. I get it, Joel. I get it. Only time I watch hockey, though, in all honesty, is when I know the Blackhawks are like in the playoffs or going for the Stanley Cup. Other than that, I don't necessarily. I've been to a couple of hockey games, but yeah, I get it. Hockey is definitely kind of the national sport of where you are in Canada, my friend. Sitball says, Soul Cafe, Whiskey Rose, and Love Sweet were my first 3 purchases from Savoir Faire, and they didn't disappoint. Solid lineup. Definitely a solid lineup. Soul Cafe, Love Sweet. Whiskey Rose, I go back and forth on more positively than negatively. But yeah, definitely a solid lineup. All right. Patriots, been a Patriots fan since Brady and Bill era. Okay. All right. I'm a Brady respecter, not a Brady fan. I'm a respecter of Brady. I respect what he did. I'm not necessarily a fan. So in all honesty, during the Patriots era and the Seahawks, when they were first going around, I was rooting for the Seahawks just because I wasn't a fan. I liked the Legion of Doom, and they had that. I like those guys, but yeah. All right. Dinner for the Super Bowl, not feeling it. Yeah, it's like there's so much going on. It's almost like, okay, I'll take a break from reality. I'll take a break from life and watch it. But even then, it's like, oh yeah, it is this Sunday, right? Yeah, since they played the deflation game. Yeah, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way as it relates to the Patriots. I agree. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping through. Got you just joined. Excellent. Seahawks Legion of Boom defense was cold. Era was short, though. Yes, that was the era that I was like, okay, I was rooting for the Seahawks then. Now, I couldn't even the guy that I knew, because I knew, what's his name, Tyler Lockett. I forget who he plays for now, if he's still in the league, but Tyler Lockett, who was the wide receiver for the Seahawks. He grew up in the church that my wife and I were at for several years. Great young man. So I would root for them just by default because I was rooting for Tyler. But now it's like I don't even know who's on the Seahawks roster. So Frankie says, neutral for the game, wings and nachos. We're doing the same thing. Like I said, I'm probably going to throw some wings rather than giving Wingstop my money and overpriced Wingstop, or we got native wings or something like that here. I'm probably just going to go ahead and go to Costco, get some wings, crisp them up on the smoker, and then get some sauce. And then I'll just have my wings that way and do some Rotel. That's probably what I'll do this weekend. That's kind of the plan we're going to do right now. All right. As it returns to the Super Bowl, I couldn't care less about either team. Wings and nachos on the menu. That seems to be standard fare. Yes, sir. Wings and nachos. Wings and nachos. Ricky said, you ain't trying if you ain't cheating. Yep, I get that. I get that. I like the Patriots, but I don't like Boston fans. That's a whole other issue right there. That's a whole other issue. Rob Knox says, just purchase Soul Cafe and don't care about the Super Bowl. I think that's the overwhelming thought. I think that most of us are looking at this Super Bowl like, okay, unless you've been a fan of either team from the beginning, I don't think, because normally there is at least some you want this team to win or you want that team to win, even if it's not necessarily your team, right? For example, if Dallas is in it, I know some people who are like, they're rooting for Dallas because they love Dallas. I know even more people that are like, they're rooting against Dallas just because they don't like Dallas, right? So this Super Bowl to me just seems like a year that nobody really cares. So interesting. Dad Life is wearing Assad Elixir. Nice. I have that. I did a review of that. Again, what do you think? Because I don't equate that to to Ball Spot or Absolute. I put that as it is probably about 50 to 60% there. It's got some similarities, but it's not really there as far as that fragrance. But I want to know your thoughts. Let's see what you all have as far as your thought with that as well. All right. Let's see what else is going on. Wheelchair Mafia. Hey, good to see you, my guy. Good to see you. No Super Bowl for you. Yeah. Joe, wings and nachos, all for that. Absolutely. Let's get down here. Well, let's see. SVT Haynes says, I'm a Titans fan. I lived in New England during the Brady era. That fan base does not need another ring. Yes. The Boston fan base is interesting in all sports, really. They're interesting in basketball. They're interesting in football. They're interesting even in baseball. That fan base is interesting, needless to say. All right. Let me see. We got 31 in the chat. How many do we have as far as our likes? Make sure you get them likes up. Wrong one. Try to see where we are as far as likes. What we're going on. Make sure you get them likes going on. I'll look at that in just a moment. There we go. Over on this side, we've got how many likes? We got 28 watching total. And we got, how many likes is that? We got 15 likes on this side. So let's go ahead and get those likes up. If you haven't hit that like button already, please do that. That does help folks know that we are here and in the building. All right. Guys, can you describe paper and ink as a note? So, interesting question. If I were to smell something that had paper as like the prominent note, I don't know. I mean, paper does have a scent to it, right? There is, I think everything pretty much does have some type of scent. It's just a matter of if it's strong enough to really carry out through the fragrance that you are able to pick it up and pick it apart, right? Now, there's some stuff that I was looking at one note or one fragrance, and like some of the notes that it had was like, okay, you got problems. In fact, let me see if I can find that real quick. Just because here's the thing, for me, many of you know my beliefs, know kind of my background as far as ministry, what have you. Um, let's see. I'm trying to remember the name of it. There's a brand, I forgot where it is, but let me see if I can even find just maybe the notes. I come across it. It was like, let me see. Yeah, there we go. All right. So let me share this just so you all can see. I'm not making stuff up. All right, so there's this brand called Toscavat. Now, I've heard some very interesting things regarding this brand, but like to Simone's point, here's one that has a note of ink, right? Those notes, you got credit cards, whiskey, and snow. Middle notes, you got money, candle wax, and ink, and then base notes, you have plastic bag, priest clothes, holy water, precious woods, and olivinum sacra resin green. I'm just gonna say this is one of the tame ones. This is one of the tame ones. This is the one I think. Now, this one, I'm just gonna give you a heads up before we look at the notes here, just because the notes on this one is a little disturbing, right? This one is bitter almond milk. I'll get to where we've got cake, but then we've got the note of skin. And if I remember correctly, this one is, there's the story behind it is a little disturbing, right? So getting back to the point or the question, you can pretty much make notes out of almost anything because I think anything has a scent, as it were. However, the question is, does it come through very strongly? That's to be seen, or what have you. But yeah. All right. Let's jump back out. Let's jump back in. Let's see the notes. Ricky agrees. Solid Elixir is a good fragrance on its own. Yes. The fact that it's not Boss Bottle Absolute is not a deal breaker for me. I'm always of the mindset of, no matter what it's trying to do, is take on how does it smell on its own. Because if it's a great clone of a bad fragrance, then it's just a bad fragrance, mimicking another bad fragrance. But yes, a Solid Elixir is solid on its own, definitely. One thing is for sure, we don't have to worry about Dallas ever being in the Super Bowl. Listen, I have a friend who is a die-hard Cowboys fan. He is like a straight-up Cowboys fan. And so I hit him with this joke. We used to do a podcast together. We all know that an 8-sided shape is called an octagon. A 6-sided shape is called a hexagon. And a 10-sided shape is called a season gone, if you are talking about the 10-sided shape as far as the Dallas Cowboys are. I know. All right. But yeah, I'm not a Cowboys fan. I actually root against them whenever I can too, just because, yeah. All right. Especially who's performing Bad Bunny. This might be the lowest viewed performance this year. But it's still probably going to be better than the other, the TPUSA halftime show. Like I said, I'll probably check out during the halftime show and just stick around for the commercials. I'm nothing against Bad Bunny. It's just I'm not too familiar with his music. It's not going to be, for me, something I'm looking forward to, right? Heard Dallas and the Rottweiler and me perked up. Sorry, Simone. Sorry. Looks like them boys own some real estate in your head. Yep, I agree. In mine too. Rev Rogers, good to see you, my friend. Well, Boston. Let's see what else we got going on here. I had tickets to the Red Wings when they played the Bruins. Their fans were awful. Yeah. Again, Boston fans are different. Says, Kev saved my life today. I had the worst day as a best friend. Lost a best friend today. Okay. Well, listen, man, we're praying for you and your community. I definitely don't envy that. definitely know what it's like to lose somebody close. So again, prayers to you, prayers for you and your community. And just, you know, the thing I tell everyone, especially when you're going through a loss, is you always have those moments to remember the good times, right? Remember, because every relationship has some good and bad times. And so remind yourself of the things, and especially as you all are kind of having community and talking, and as you have the funeral and the services and all that fun stuff, spend more time talking about those good times, remembering those good times. Emblaze those on your mind, on your memory banks. That way, even though the person's not here physically, you still carry those memories, you still carry those things that made that person a good friend. Carry those with you. All right, good deal. Ricky Garrett says black liqueur Tom Ford has vinyl and ink. Yeah. All right. See what else we got going on. I expect the paper note to depend on the preceding chemicals. That just doesn't seem right to me. I want to try this frag from QA. Yeah, they had one that was a vanilla fragrance. I remember that was very nice, very nice. So I'm planning on, like I said, that'll be sometime during this year. That's another one that's on my list as far as discovery sets. I will be having a bunch of discovery sets this year. In fact, shout out to Blaine. Blaine sent me over. Blaine sent me over a few different things from the House of Zahara. So I will be going through that. And probably doing some videos on my experiencing Zahara, and the newest one from Bowtie the Fragrance Guy, and even more, that Forbidden Temptation. So look for those. I have some samples of those, so I'll definitely be checking those out as well. Yep. James, what's going on? Good to see you. It's good to see you, my guy. They ain't making no Super Bowl just like the Cowboys. Yep. Let's see. Wheelchair Mafia scent of the day is Mason Alhambra Your Touch or Assad Elixir yesterday. Both of those are nice. The Your Touch was surprisingly pretty nice, right? I think I've got it back there somewhere, but the Your Touch was surprisingly nice. I'm just saying, because Mason Alhambra is kind of if and hit and miss, but their Your Touch was pretty much on there. All right. I don't know what that's about, but okay. James, of course, is in the building. What's going on? Ronnie Air says the opening on the Assad Elixir is different. It begins to change in the middle, but the dry down is exactly like Boss Bottle Absolute. Yeah, that's why I say it's probably about 50 to 60%. It's about 50 to 60%. It's not fully there, but it does get there by the dry down. Absolutely. All right. See what else we got going on. We're talking about as far as Super Bowl. So let's talk about what were the great Super Bowls. Usher had a great Super Bowl performance. Whitney, of course, is iconic. Michael was iconic. Prince was iconic. When it starts raining and Prince is doing Purple Rain, that's iconic. Recently, the Dr. Dre one was nice. That one was a very nice one. I got no love for Justin Timberlake. I got no love for him. Sorry. The Black Eyed Peas one was kind of to me. But yeah, this year's Super Bowl halftime performance, I know he's popular with a good portion of the world. He's just not somebody I've tapped into. I'm just saying. I may just see what's there, but at the end of the day, it's not something I'm looking forward to. I'm not a hater. Listen, first of all, I'm from Chicago. So as far as me, I have a team that's solid, or that I'm solid for. Now, are there times where I'm ticked off with my Chicago Bears? Absolutely. This year, I was like, okay, we're starting to do something, because the history of Chicago and Chicago sports, for the most part, is we have love for our teams, but our teams don't always seem to have a love for winning, right? But I've just never been a Cowboys fan. I've never been really a Cowboys fan. Sorry. Let's see what else we got. Anything else we got going on? Let's just kind of scrolling through. The full presentation of what, Gems? Full presentation of, I don't have the full presentation of anything from Zahara or from Forbidden Temptation. I don't have that if that's what you're asking for. But let me know what you're referring to if that's not it. I just have some samples that one of the viewers that Blaine sent over to me. All right. Rev Roger says, I have Forbidden Temptation. That will be my first video from the Saint. Finally, when are you going to get that done, man? I know we talked about it last year, I think it was. Let's go ahead and get that video rolling. Let's get this channel going. Let's see what you got. Come on out with it. Waiting for you. All right. Let's see what else we got. Jim, I thank you not to put my business out there, and it's not all Latin men. Hell, if y'all wasn't my brothers, I'm gonna have something slick to say to y'all. Okay, listen. Keep it nice in the chat, y'all. All right. What new frag coming out is intriguing you? So of course, I think there's a new Zherzhov that's coming out. That is definitely I want to check out, see about that. I'm trying to think what else. There's a lot of stuff. If we're talking on the clone side or the Middle Eastern side, there were some things that I saw. Not sure if it was AI, but there was a few things that were kind of talked about or pushed out as far as a new Kamra, a new Assad, and something else, a new Emir, that I was like, they look and they sound intriguing. I'm trying to think what else. I'm still wanting to get my nose on I know it's all out already, but the spices, Strong With You spices, that I definitely want to try and check out just because that sounds very intriguing to me. All right. Let's see what else. Twizzy says, I pulled the trigger days ago on Joma Shop, the Thriller Mason Asrar XL. Yeah. If you don't notice, a lot of times I try and wait till the hype dies down. Because one, I want to make sure, saving ducats, right? Saving prices, because when it releases, it comes out $60, $65. You wait a month or two, you're down to 50, maybe even 45 or something, right? So one, we're trying to save our money that way. Two, everybody's going to be grabbing it, talking about it, what have you. And in all honesty, as a content creator, I don't want to get lost in the shuffle. So I will sometimes wait. And then those that rock with me, those that want to watch, they'll get my review. They'll get me spending some time with it. For example, that Assad Elixir, I've had that for a few weeks. But I didn't want to just jump out there with a review of it because I want to actually spend time with it, especially when my take is probably going to be different than what I've seen other takes. I don't necessarily go and watch everybody else's video on some things. I do have a few people that I do watch just because I'm watching for style, I'm watching for presentation, I'm watching for all of those things because I'm trying to level up my game. But I'm also kind of seeing, okay, what are their thoughts? But I develop my own thoughts and I take the time because I want to make sure I have my own thoughts with it. So that Mason Asrar by Cal, I definitely am intrigued by that. I definitely do want to check that out, but it may be a little bit before I actually pull the trigger on that one. Yes, Prince was definitely the iconic for me Super Bowl. Let's see what else. Rev Roger says Prince, Michael, Whitney, and Bruno Mars. Bruno had a nice Super Bowl too. Bruno puts on a nice show. I like the energy from Bruno. Bruno puts on a nice show. Yeah. Ricky says Bad Bunny isn't for the U.S. It's to reach the Latin countries. Here's the thing, and I don't like to wax political. I don't, especially on this channel. I don't necessarily like to go there. But I think we're going to see some interesting things just because of everything that's going on right now and the flack against having Bad Bunny. I think the Super Bowl may be watch-worthy just to see what happened, right? I would be expecting that Bad Bunny might slip in some things that he wants to get across. We'll see. I don't know. That's just my thought. All right. Sitball says, I received a discovery set from Quay yesterday, and Providence is full bottle worthy at the right price. $3.50 a bottle, ain't it? Yeah. Yes, sir. Now, here's the thing. We were talking about, on Watch Channel yesterday about how much you would spend for a bottle. What would be the max? And I think I gave mine as between $400 to $500. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going out and dropping that today. It doesn't mean that's kind of where it would be my and there's only two bottles that kind of are in that space for me, right? That would be Alexandria 2, and that would be Royal Oud. Those are the two that are kind of in that space for me. I think Royal Oud, as far as new at the retailer, might actually be a little more than that. But those are the only two that I might consider jumping up that high for when the time is right, when my money is right, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, $3.50 is, depending upon what it is. Yeah. All right, let's see what else. Wheelchair Mafia says, "Wait, you're from Chicago? I lived in Cicero for years." Yes, sir. I am from the Chi. I am not from, and this is how I clarify it, because too often, and here's your question that you asked. So somebody tells you someone tells you they're from Chicago, ask them what part, because then you'll get the answer. Oh, I'm from Naperville. Oh, I'm from Joliet. Well, no, that's Chicago land. I'm from Chicago. I was born on the west side, raised on the south side, went to school on the north side. Another question you can ask anybody who says they're from Chicago is, what's on the east side? And they'll give you one or two answers. One, there really is no east side, because the east side is Lake Michigan. Or when I was coming up, we kind of said the east side was like the Hyde Park area. It's not really, right? But yeah, I'm a Chicagoan, fully from Chicago, love Chicago. Not planning to live there ever again, but definitely love the city of Chicago. All right. Anonymous Knowledge Seeker 8162 says, "What's going on, Smell Goods? The solid elixir is a nice scent. Any recommendations for a fresh scent with a little edge?" For me, trying to think. I mean, there's a couple of clones that you can, of course, do, like, where is it? It's not accessible, but was it Arabia Prestige, the Cold Opulence? That is your nice, fresh, citrusy kind of scent. It's doing its take on, was that Blue Talisman, but it's got that little leather edge. That might be something that you might want to take a look at. Definitely something that works and has that nice little, that leather actually is very nice in it. Very nice, very nice. All right. What about Imperium? Imperium is beautiful. I love Imperium. Imperium is beautiful. What are you talking about? Who's the cross-dresser? I don't know what you're talking about with that one. All right. What's the most you'll spend on a fragrance? Yeah, that's what I would say. Between that 4 to 5, but it's only on like a couple of things. There's not much that I'm jumping up there for. There's not. It's two that I have, and that's because I have those in mind, because those are two that I'm like, I want those. Those are two that I would consider to be holy grail fragrances for me, personal grail fragrances for me. So that's why those two may at some point, not today, but may at some point get that if I can't find it through any other means. Other than that, I can't see that. Now, again, because this is relative, if something all of a sudden switches, and yes, your boy is a multi-millionaire, billionaire, then yeah, I may jump into getting some Rojas for $1,500. I might do that, right? Rojas for $1,500. But at present, I'm not there, and I don't see myself doing that, right? That's just me. Rod Rogers says, "So still working on my masters." Okay, I get it. Yeah, I remember them days. Working on the masters, I remember those days. So I get you. Yeah, because I wouldn't have been able to do this trying to get my master's. The way my everything was set up for me, I couldn't do that. I wouldn't have been able to do them together. So I get that. Absolutely. Makes sense. That YSL white iced yet. I haven't not tasted. I haven't smelled it. I haven't put nose on it yet. Not sure if I want to, but we'll see. It might be interesting. Reverend around here in this cul-de-sac, that frag is known as Hidden Temptation. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Rihanna did perform 1 year. Yes, Simone. Rihanna did perform 1 year. It was not bad. Not bad. All right. Ricky says, "My take wasn't political. The NFL is looking to expand to other countries." I get that. No, I definitely get why they're doing it. I just think that with everything else that's going on at this time, there will probably be some political things that come out of that for sure. That's just my thought. Agar Carlos says, I'm doing the same thing. I'm being very selective with my purchases. Have you tried Rayhan Obsidian yet? No, I have not. Again, one of the, for me, I have to, I balance as a content creator as well as a fragrance enthusiast. And so I recognize that I could probably jump on that, get some views, get some likes, what have you. But I don't know that I'm really just like running to grab that. It'll be one of those things that if I pick it up on a deal or a steal, you know, in a couple months, yeah, I might add it, just like I did with Rayhan Crimson, right? Rayhan Crimson, I found that at a TJ Maxx on a nice deal. Picked it up there probably, what, 6, 7, 8 months after it was actually out. So that's kind of how I do that, all right? Vinny C says, hello, you copping winter scents these days, or you stacking up some summer scents? I'm in between Mercedes Club Black or Afnan Rare Reed. So for me, it's a little different. I'm actually starting to transition out of winter scents simply because where I live, even though I got this quarter zip on, it's hot. It's starting to get hot. So we're back up to the 70s and 80s. In fact, the weather outside right now is 74 degrees and it is almost 8 o'clock. So for me, I'm actually starting to transition to more of my spring and summer. But as a content creator, I'm still, of course, doing those winter fragrances, but we're starting to transition. So I'm leaning more towards the lighter ones as we move forward. Yeah, like today I wore Hella Flora, which is definitely one of my spring scents. So absolutely. Halftime performances bring more viewers in the actual game. They're hoping to convert views to fans. Agreed. William says, do you feel some of these unproven indie brands price themselves out early? I think that, so good question, because I think that when we're talking that, I think that it's kind of how you position yourself, right? There are some indie brands that, for example, if you're an indie brand and your packaging looks like you just got it off of Alibaba and you've got plastic labels, or not plastic, but you've got paper labels that are off center, if you don't give me that it's worth that, then yeah, I'm going to look at your pricing kind of suspect, right? If you give me the pricing is there, I believe start where you can hold out, but start where you want to, where you also are going to be, right? For Q, I'm looking at that and saying where he is, what he's going for, the market that he's going for. He's probably priced himself right. I just may not be his market, right? Now, I say that to say this. I say that without having actually sampled it. I don't know, sampled everything. So I don't know if the quality is there to match it. The presentation is nice. Absolutely. The presentation is nice, but is the quality of the juice there? So I think that it depends upon a few factors. It depends upon the quality of the juice and the quality of the presentation. Those are the things that, to me, make it whether or not it's worth that. But if we're honest, here's the dirty little secret about fragrances is that in many respects, and again, I don't know the numbers, but I just know what I've heard from multiple sources, multiple people, that many times what you're paying for is a nice markup. There's nice margins on fragrances, right? Because in some respects, there's several different hands that go into that. If we're talking about Chanel, yes, their fragrance may cost whatever it costs to make it, but they got to pay for shelf space. Macy's is not giving them shelf space for free. They actually have to pay for shelf space, and they have to pay for the positioning where it sits within that particular store, right? You notice how when you go into some department stores, when you go into some Macy's or Dillard's, what have you, there are some things that are right up front, right by the escalator. There are some things that are hidden, right? For example, I went to Dillard's yesterday and I was going to do a quick live, just kind of ranting on the retail space. But I went in there because I wanted to put nose on some things from Goldfield and Banks. Now, when I walk in, they had Mind Games up front, they had Initial up front, they had Bond number 9 right up front. Those are the ones that were right there when you come in out of the mall into the Dillards. Yeah, into the Dillards. That space is prime because you catch the eye of people that are walking in. But I asked the young lady for where Goldfield Banks was. She didn't even know where it was. It was kind of hidden around a corner somewhere. There was a small section sandwiched in between, like I forget, it was a couple other things that were sandwiched between. So what I'm saying is this: is that sometimes the pricing, yes, is what I want to make from it, and it is setting the price, setting the market, setting it where I think my market is, because the market will tell them if they're overpriced at the end of the day. All right. Let's see what else we got. Wheelchair Mafia says 87th and Bush is east side to me. Okay, I can hear that. I was 96 in Yates. I was like Madison and I forgot what. I was, I went to school on the north side right by Lincoln Park Zoo. Yeah, I'm Chicagoan for sure. All right, Uzarian, but the way my bank account is set up, I got to check in the savings, but all that money in my savings, so I got to switch it to my checking. Yeah. Uzarian is nice. It's not my favorite. Nice. I was saying earlier, I've got from Yeoman Lail, I've got their take on Uzarian. So I will go ahead and do a follow-up on that. While I've got 27 of you all here watching, both on the vertical and on the horizontal side. So before I forget, I told you I would announce this a couple of times, because next week is going to be cool. Jims, if you're still in the building, you can attest to how important next week will probably be. But next week, I'm telling you right now, you want to be here. Let me remove that comment there just so you all can see. Next week, we are doing the weekly blend, but it is Doomsday. I'm asking once again, and y'all know I don't do a lot of hype. I don't do a lot of buzz. I don't do a lot of things to just promote myself, right? But I'm telling you, I want you all here in the building next week for the weekly blend. We're going to talk about some things. I'm going to provide receipts for what I'm talking about. We're going to have a conversation. I'll probably have some special guests that will join me. But this, I believe, is important for the community. Not just, and if I'm honest, not just this side of the cul-de-sac, although this side of the cul-de-sac has been, in some respects, been impacted. So I'm asking, if you follow me, if you are good with me, if you like my content, if you trust me as far as my nose and all that stuff, and trust that I have the best interest for this community. I love this community. I appreciate each and every one of you all. Please make sure you are in the building and tell a friend, tag 5 friends, let folks know that you all are here. All right, for the Doomsday, because we're going to talk through it. We're going to have some conversations on Doomsday next week. It's going to be an interesting conversation. It's going to be an interesting conversation. So if you know of people that are in the fragrance community, if they are subscribers like you all, or if they are content creators, or if they are fragrance brands, if you know of a fragrance brand, fragrance perfumer, especially on this side of the cul-de-sac, you may want them to be here. I want to break the internet next week, literally with this. So next week, Doomsday is coming. All right, let me remove that so you all can see. Love y'all, but you gonna see some stuff next week. In fact, I'll probably be dropping some hints, some trailers, some things over the course of the week on IG. So make sure you connect it with me over there as well. But next Tuesday, make sure you're in the building. You do not want to miss it. You do not want to miss it at all. All right. Let's jump down here a little further. Marion has a question here. Do you think the newfound popularity of fragrance is driving the price of clones up, or is it natural progression with better quality? I think it's a couple of factors. I think it's a few factors that are happening, right? One, I think we're just seeing prices go up, period, right? One of the things that I think that we have to take into account is when we're looking at pricing and how companies price it, they're basically pricing, their responsibility is to their shareholders. So every business has a responsibility to produce as much profit as it can for shareholders. So that means, or stakeholders. So that means that let's just take gas, for example, or let's do something. For example, milk, right? Milk is priced at the price that they think is going to be most effective. In other words, if they could get away with selling milk for $10 a gallon, trust me, they would sell milk at $10 a gallon. It's not a matter of whether or not they think that, whether or not it actually costs them $9.50 to make. If they could get away with making or charging you $10 a gallon for milk, they would do that. So all pricing pretty much is set at the price that companies and brands feel is that sweet spot where it's not too high, it's not too low. They can still get out of profit for their shareholders and their stakeholders. And so therefore, when we're talking about fragrance, I think fragrance is the same way. I think that there's this continually pushing up of the market. And yes, clone fragrances are being pulled up as well. Because clone fragrances are simply saying, listen, if Bleu de Chanel exclusive is going to charge, what was it, $300, $350, whatever it was, for that, then yeah, surely we can start Dynasty off at $60. Why not? Because everyone is jumping the price up, not necessarily to match the cost. And again, I can't say that it's 100% not matching cost, but I think some of that is just the raising of prices in order to, again, increase profits, but also to, it basically has just become, how much can we get away with, right? I think that's what we're looking at with that. All right. Has anyone made purchases from Decant X? Is it okay for samples? I have purchased from Decant X. Do I have? I have. So yeah, this is from Decant X. I actually, if you look in my description, I think I've got a link there for Decant X. Yeah, they were actually one of the first places that I purchased from. You can purchase them. Of course, they have just the regular small ones, but if you want the travel spray type, this is what it looks like. You've got that there. Pull it out. This is there. So this is the one I got from them for Instant Crush. Yeah, so Decant X is solid as far as what I've gotten from them. All right. Mercedes Black is cool, but you put your nose on Ahmed Almagrabi Spectrum Shield. It's smoother and not as sharp as Rare Reef. I may wait on that because Rare Reef is sharp, right? I like Rare Reef. I just don't know that I really want another Pacific Chill clone. That's just me. All right. Frankie, yeah, Mary was telling me, yeah, they're really good. Would suggest first checking Banadier, and after them checking Discovery Decants. Decant X is a bit higher than those, but the selection is higher. The thing about Decant X is that they will often run specials though too, especially if we're getting around a holiday. So that's the other thing as well, because I know whenever I was purchasing from them, I would just wait until whatever the next holiday was, and they'd offer like 20% off, I think it was. So, all right. Indies don't have the same overhead as brick and mortar. That's why I specifically asked about Indie. Get it? I understand. Yes, yes. All right, let's see what else we got going. Scrolling through. Frankie J said, or Marion said, Banadier usually have 10 ml decants for $10, $15. Usually the newer Middle Eastern clones and designers. Okay, yeah. Banadier, I've only looked at them once or twice. I may have to tap back in, especially just to get samples of some of the clones, just because, yeah, I don't necessarily find myself wanting full bottles of a bunch of stuff, right? Thank you. So Jims is co-signing again next week. Jims is co-signing right here. Definitely want to stay tuned. You want to be here again. Even if you know people on the Instagram side who are into fragrances, they will benefit from this conversation. Trust. If you know of perfumers and brands, they don't have to say anything in the chat. They want to be here for this conversation. And I'm bringing receipts. I'm bringing receipts. All right. All right, thanks so much, Sacrifice. Getting better. Okay, yeah, I'm talking about that. Windows says, yeah, people have been tripping over eggs. Yeah, it's the pricing. It's a matter of how much can I get away with, right? Yeah, it's what can I get away with purchasing or get away with as far as people, spending their money on. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Someone in here preaching. She said, to whom much is given, much is required. Another scripture that y'all want to pay attention to, what is it? Romans, where is it? Let me get my pad, because I want to make sure I have the right verse. Romans 16:17. Somebody look that up. We'll be talking about that next week. Romans 16:17. Next week, it's going to be biblical. Yeah, next week's going to be fun. For me, at least. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Yes. I can tell you as a person who works in packaging that things are about to get much more expensive in the next few months. Yes. I think we've been hearing lots and lots of things as far as expecting, depending upon the circles that you're operating in, what have you, expecting changes even within the country. I know of prophetic people who have been saying that basically get ready for the next couple of years because things are shifting financially for the United States. If you watch what's happening in different parts of the country and some of the other things that are happening as far as other currencies, there's some challenges that we may be facing. So we having fun talking about fragrances, what have you, but there's also a reason, like I said, that I'm pulling back as far as trying to get bottle after bottle. And I want to go ahead and get samples, get decants, things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to wear all that I have. I was looking, I counted it up. I've got probably about over almost 200 bottles at some point, I think, just as far as different stuff that was given, stuff that was traded, all that fun stuff. I'm not going to wear all this. And so I'm going to be doing, I keep saying that I'm going to be doing a declutter. I'm going to be getting rid of stuff, but I'm also going to be slowing down as far as my bottle purchases and spend more time on samples and decants, just because I want to give you the information, but I don't necessarily need to go broke to give you that information. All right. It says, I almost went that route. The more I studied, the more terrified I became. Told Jesus, I'm not ready. I'm going to live in the flesh a little longer. That was 10 years ago. So I don't know what you holding off on for, but let me see what you got going on. Come on, you better go ahead and do what you need to do. If it's a degree, go ahead and get that degree. If it's something else, go ahead and do it. Stop holding out on whatever you got to do. This is big bro talking. Come on. Whatever you're supposed to get done, get it done. Simply put. Rev says, I was a runner. Also, you are my prayer list. Don't run too long. It's uncomfortable in the belly of the fish. Listen. My story, Rev Raj, here's my story. When I was running, when I was trying to do my thing, I tell folks I went to Morehouse. I went to Morehouse for 2 years. I did not finish at Morehouse. I'll just say I flunked out of Morehouse. Well, I didn't flunk out. I still could have come back, but I stopped. My parents was like, we ain't paying for it no more. But the reason was because when I was at Morehouse, I majored in spades, clubs, and queens. I played spades all the time in the dorm. I was at every club I could get into. In fact, I switched my schedule one semester so I could basically go to the club every night for 1-2. And because Spelman was right across the street, I chased queens. It came a point in my life where everything seemed to have been taken from me until I said my yes. So yeah, it's uncomfortable in the belly of the fish. Do what you're supposed to do. Simply put. All right. That's my story. Simone, yes. I urge you to watch out for those, the verse that I put in there, Romans 16. It says, I urge you to watch out for those who cause division. Stay away from them. That's the summation. Yes. So you've heard the scripture. Next week is going to be biblical, simply put. Next week is going to be interesting. So make sure you're in the building. Please do. All right. Marion says there was a definite price shift in fragrance when those tariffs hit. Yeah. I mean, I know for me, when I was kind of disappointed with the transition from Fragrance By to Frag Flex, and it just could be in my head. But it seems like even with Fragrance By switching to Frag Flex and Frag Flex technically being the same company, it doesn't seem like things are the same. It doesn't seem like the pricing's the same as far as what they have available on Frag Flex. But yeah, the tariffs are definitely definitely catch it. I know I've seen people in some of the Facebook groups that have been caught off guard by the tariffs as far as what they have to pay to receive their fragrance. Yeah, it's not fun. Not fun. Rev Roger says, what do you think about Rescented? The shipping and handling is high to me, but there are some good prices. I haven't checked them out. Let's take a look and see what we got on Rescented. Because I'm always up for a new place to check things out. Oh, so the app, I'll have to check it out. I've not looked at Rescented, so I'll definitely check it out, and I'll give some feedback, probably maybe not next week, but the week after. Next week, it's gonna be a pretty full show. All right. So as he says, we control the market, don't overspend. These brands look at the market growth. If we hurry and buy, the price will increase. Wait for the discount. I agree with that too. I definitely agree with that. That's why, again, I don't jump out when things first come out. There's very few things that I'm like, gotta have day one. Very few things, right? I did pre-order, for example, Midnight Raspberry when that was, first came out. That was one I knew I wanted to have day one, right? I've pre-ordered. I've got a couple things coming that I've pre-ordered for. Well, I know one for sure is House of Cosmo, Element Delta, but I put those on that. And actually, the price that I paid for that is because of a discount, because it was pre-ordered, right? So, but yes, they do look at if we can get $60 for the bottle, let's see if we can get 65. If we can get 65, do we hear 70? 70, do we hear 75? So yeah, that's where things are as far as fragrances. The more that you jump out, the more that the companies see we're willing to spend, they'll go ahead and just keep raising that price. All right. Someone says, okay, you have 2 masters, you were thinking of Divinity. Okay, still go ahead and pursue it. Now, for me, I stopped after I got my 2 masters. I was considering doing a doctorate, but for me, the doctorate would not have been useful, in my opinion, for me, unless I was planning to go into teaching, unless I was planning to go into try and get on at higher education at colleges, universities, teaching. So I'm good with my 2 masters, and I'm not one of those people that wants a fake doctorate either. Rev Rogers, you probably know there's a lot of folks in the churches that have fake doctorates. I don't need a fake doctorate. I want to earn my doctorate if I get a doctorate. All right. Samples indeed cancel the move. I just came from selling almost 200 pairs of sneakers last year. I'm not falling into big collections again. Listen, yeah, I get it. I definitely get it. I definitely get it. All right. Yeah, Rev Roger, I left after my sophomore year. That sophomore year is kind of make or break, really. In all honesty, it is major break. Larry Layer says, I'm super late, guys. Here's my fragrance. How's my fragrance frame doing? So then Michael Malone, Smoking Amber, very nice. And then Michael Malone, Zest and Vetiver later in the day. I've got the Discovery set back there. I need to do a video on that. I've got a bunch of videos I need to get done. So I'll work on that as well. I'm going to San Antonio in March. Yes, in the end of March. So I will be stopping by my guy, Jimmy, Smell This Perfumes, and I might be seeing if I can pick up a Michael Malone or 2, because he's got some good prices. Yep. Wendell says, I've played dominoes, Tekken, and Madden football. Freshman year is a learning curve with newfound freedom. Absolutely. I listen. My freshman year, it was atrocious. My freshman year it was all around atrocious. It was bad. Yes. Marion says, you gave prophecy last week, if I'm correct. So is the whole sermon is next week. I'm sorry to hear that, in a sense. Here's the thing. Don't be sorry. Well, let me don't be sorry for me, because God's got me, first of all. Let me just say that. Secondly, right now, I'm not in a place where I can say I feel sorry for the person that we're going to talk about next week. And I may get to that point. But right now, I was talking to someone and they said they almost feel sorry for them, but they're making They're making the ghetto, the hood that God delivered them from. They're making that come out. Yeah. So don't worry. Everything works together for good for those, the Bible says, for those that love God and are called according to his purpose. So yes, right now I'm in a season where I'm betting on myself. I'm in a season where we're putting all the great ideas and the thoughts that me and my wife have, we're putting them into practice, we're putting them into play. But that does not mean that it excuses what took place to get me or to force me here. And there's also, because I'll just say this, there's this concept called recompense, which is God's justice. When you throw God into stuff, it's between you and God, and I can't stand in the way of that. So that's just it. All right. So it says, Larry, who was you fishing for? You was killing them today. Yeah, you was smelling good, bro. All right, influencers are better than they know. Yes. Let's keep going. Michael Lowell Hall, trying to get familiar with them. Excellent, excellent. My theory is that rising prices of clones and designers will give new clones to come in and undercut. Your Arabia Prestige, Junaid, and Mason Oswald become the new clones. I hear that, but even they are starting to come in just a little under, but they're not coming in majorly under, right? The day of $25 and $30 colognes launching, those are gone. Those are gone, right? You may occasionally get to, let's say, for example, I know my not Best Buy, but my Burlingtons are stacked sometimes. So I can go into Burlington and stuff that maybe a few weeks before is going to run $45, $50. Maybe now it's down to $35, maybe $40. You're still going to have those, but at the end of the day, the old days of $25 cologne fragrances, those are gone. I don't think we'll ever see those again, right? Unless the market completely crashes, all right? Hemi says, there's such a good point about paying these early prices. Good reminder to wait. Also good because sometimes that early hype is BS and the fragrance ain't worth it. That's the truth as well. That is definitely the truth as well, right? For me, when I purchase from the aspect of, am I interested in it and will it do content? If there's not a way that it can start to generate funds for itself, or as my guy Walt says, if when I put it on video, if it's not making its money back, I can't, right? It's got to be for me, in that way. I've got to kind of put it in those categories. I can't just buy stuff just to buy stuff. Can't do that. All right. Will Mafia says, just picked up a few frags, really excited for Arabia Prestige, Ramad Oriental, and Mason Asrar Vanguard. That Mason Asrar Vanguard is definitely something that I'm looking at. That is something that I'm definitely feeling about as well. All right. Marion Franks, CAU grad. Now, Marion, you good peoples, but you know we used to call CAU Can't Add University. At least when I was there, that's what we used to call it. For those that don't know, CAU is Clark Atlanta University. Fine school, what have you, but as far as the rivalry between Morehouse and the other members of the AUC, being Morris Brown, which we called Make Believe College, which we didn't realize was being very prophetic. And then, of course, we just had love for Spelman, even though Spelman really wasn't our sister school. The actual sister school of Morehouse is Bennett College, if I remember correctly, right? But Spelman was accessible. It was accessible, right? But yeah, shout out to that. Yeah, you're looking for everything I can get into. I'll say this, and I don't mind telling my story. I preach my story. So when I was at Morehouse, the ratio was I think it was like for every one guy, there was like eight women. And then when you take into account the population that wasn't interested in women, that number jumped up to about 12. For like every one guy, there was 12 women. And I say the story, again, I've been happily married for 30 years, but when I was at Morehouse, I was trying to get my 12. I'm just saying, all right? Ricky says, Zesta Vetiver is nice, real nice. Yes. What else we got going on? Folks talking. Okay, so Justin is promoting Rescented. So I'll check it out. I'll definitely take a look at it and see what we got going on. Ref Kev, you can put them in their place without losing your ability to witness to them later. I'ma just say it because where I am right now, Roger, Ricky, I'm sorry. I'ma just say it right now. We're gonna let somebody else witness to them where I am right now. We're gonna let somebody else witness to them right now. That could change in a later time. I'm just gonna be honest. We might let somebody else witness to them. All right. And when you hear the story, yeah. All right. As far as when I'm coming to San Antonio, it is for a pastors conference / huddle. I think it's like the last week in March, I want to say. So like that 26, 27. We're just jumping in like Thursday, Friday, and then I think we're jumping out Saturday. So I've just got to find time to get over to smell this. But definitely, if you're in town, have time to kind of break away, definitely would love to shake hands with you. All right. So old, I was there when it was Clark and Atlanta University separately. Love Clark. Yeah. Now, when I was there, it was CAU. It was definitely the two. Sounds like he was at Freaknik. Yeah, Freaknik was interesting. Freaknik was interesting. All right. I don't have an expert nose, but I got a few of what you are wearing. What are you wearing? Okay. And then Roger says, Kev always makes you laugh when I say I'm just gonna be. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I operate out of honesty. I understand the value and the power of words, so I try to operate out of honesty, right? I wish everybody did. I'll just say that. All right, let's see what else. All right. I think let's see what else. I know we talked about Super Bowl. We talked about what's going on as far as Black Owned Fragrance Week. Again, check them out on Instagram, the hashtag BOFW 2026. If you have the opportunity to, and if you're looking for some things, I know they're running some of the different houses are running specials right now. So it might be a good time to maybe tap into some of the houses. For example, I know a bunch of them have discovery sets or have 10 mLs that you can purchase pretty reasonably. Zernell Gilly, again, I've got the discovery set from them and definitely enjoy it. Definitely now know which one I want or which ones I want from them. I think Nazar is working on a discovery set if he hasn't gotten it already, but Nazar, I think last I heard, was working on one. I need to tap in with him. Chris Collins has a discovery set, I know. Savoir Faire has a 10 ml discovery set that you can check out. So yeah, definitely take the time, support some of the Black-owned fragrances and some of the better ones, right? Again, we don't buy Black-owned fragrance just because it's Black-owned. It also has to be good, right? Simply put. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Roger says, I'll neither admit nor deny any Freaknik activities. The second year of Freaknik was my freshman year on the plot between Graves, Hall, and Clark. Okay, y'all, I know exactly where you were. Yeah. I was in Dubois Hall my freshman year. Yeah, I was in Dubois Hall my freshman year. Freaknik by that time was at the park. It was at Piedmont Park. So yeah. Marion, I came through in the first year of CAU. The summer before I came, it was still Clark and ANU. Yes. James Harden just got traded to Cleveland. They think they're slick. LeBron is going home next year. Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, LeBron James. I don't want to hear nothing, another super team. Yeah. So he can go out trying to win a championship. But we know what that looks like, right? We know what that looks like. There was a lot of trades happening in the NBA this evening. I know my Bulls made a couple of trades that we'll see how it plays out. We'll see. All right. Marion, you were men of Brawley. Okay. Right across. If I remember correctly, Brawley was right across from Dubois. So definitely. All right. Listen, that's it for this evening. Just again to put a bug in your ear and to remind you as far as what's happening next week. Next week, again, Doomsday is coming. Next week, you want to be in the place for the conversation. As it stands right now, I will probably have a couple, at least 2 guests. We'll see if maybe I can arrange a couple more. And we're all bringing receipts. Everybody's bringing receipts. This is not a speculation. This is not an accusation. This is a receipt. Is a presentation. These are receipts being presented. Some that, if you know, there's some things that you don't know just yet. So do me the favor again, make sure, look for it, because I'm going to actually probably put it out here, schedule it probably later this evening so that it's out there. I'm going to be on Instagram. I'm going to be promoting it. You're going to see stuff in my story pushing towards this. If you know of people that are in the industry, if you know of people that are influencers, if you know of people that watch, fragrance channels and they are here, or if you know of brands, perfumers, whatever you may know that are in this space, make sure that you kind of invite them to it. I'm going to be doing some reaching out myself, but make sure you do that. I definitely want you to be here for that. You do not want to miss it. Simply put, you don't want to miss it. All right. Let's see, last few comments, let's just kind of go through. Simone says Freaknik was the devil. Yes, it was. Yes, Freaknik was, Freaknik was Freaknik. All right. Graves in Atlanta University. I was West End Apartments freshman and sophomore. I was West End Apartments sophomore year. West End Apartments, and I went down there recently. They have completely remodeled that whole community. You can't even tell it was what it looked like. But yes, I was in West End for my sophomore year. Absolutely. Ivy to the Bulls, which should be interesting. And then we picked up Anthony Simmons as well. So should be an interesting year. A lot of weird moves. Absolutely. Yes. All right. That's it. That's it, y'all. Make sure we get to the end here. All right. That's it for y'all. Listen, I appreciate each and every one of you. Definitely appreciate you hanging out with me for a little bit. We made it to 1 hour and 30 minutes. Having conversation. Again, this is the Weekly Blend. We do conversations, fragrance, culture, and community conversation. So I definitely appreciate each and every one of you stopping through, hanging out. Listen, tap somebody in the chat. Just, if you pray for them. If you have good thoughts, have good thoughts for them. This is a great community. I appreciate and love each and every one of you for hanging out with me. This thing is growing, and it's really due to you all just coming in here, having conversations, fighting, as it were, sometimes with each other, ribbing with each other, what have you, but still all around this thing that is really just scented alcohol, oil, and water. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for stopping through. Make sure you're here for next week for the Weekly Blend. And of course, I'll have videos coming out the rest of this week as well. See y'all next time. Have a great one and be blessed. And we'll leave that up there as we close out.